Last night we let the liquor talk. Hey, we got the whole squad here for round 2 down in Tennessee.
Yeah.
Baby, you're the only 10 I see.
Yeah.
Great. This is what I have to work with here, people. Welcome to Requiem for a Tuesday. Adam Pecora here with Justice again.
Hi.
And Ricky's joining us this time. How's it going, Ricky?
Back again for the first time.
Back for the first time. Love to hear that.
Yeah. Get into it. You know?
Rate, review, and subscribe to Requiem for a Tuesday. We got merch. There's a link to my Instagram. There's a link to everything. Check it all out. Linktree/RFAT. There's other link trees that are within other link trees, making it a true tree. Maybe I took it too seriously.
It's got roots like a tree. It's real.
I'm doing a deaf thing right now. You can't slam like me.
Get it.
Because this is how I do poetry.
Justice, how do you respond?
I don't.
Oh, you don't want to jam with me?
No.
You're not feeling this?
No.
Faggot. All right. Off to a good start. So, if you tuned in last week, I hope you did, because this seems jarring, probably.
Yeah.
We had a spur of the moment trip to Nashville, Tennessee, originally pegged for New York City, New York. Flight got canceled. There was a gatekeeping cunt at the Hertz Rent-A-Car at the O'Hare Airport.
Big old capital C.
If you see her, pull her wig off. Take a video. Send it to me.
That is so mean.
She had a wig on. Fuck that bitch.
That was awful.
And fuck her in her caboose. Anyway, we took the train back after a severe snowstorm to Belmont Cragen, God's country, the home of one Rod Blagojevich, an icon. And
I disagree.
a man who I got a better rate than him despite him working there handed us the keys to a Chevy Trax, which is technically an SUV.
That was like a death wish he put upon us.
It has neither the S or the U, but it was a V. And we hit the road, baby. 90 East. Nowhere else to go.
90 East going 65, trembling.
Trembling. So if you're not familiar with Chevrolet, they make a lot of 4-cylinder vehicles that can't drive in anything other than perfect weather. If it's windy, it will literally blow your car in either direction if you go above literally 55 miles an hour.
I feel like you guys thought I was lying when I was like, I'm trying to just control this vehicle.
No, see, I was coming from a place of knowing exactly what was happening and being concerned because I've been there. So, I got it. Nobody likes to be the guy who's like, hey, man, slow down. Because I don't want to slow down. I want to go 100 miles an hour at all times.
At least.
I was trying to crack 85.
It's not
rough.
easy. It's not easy to do in a lightweight Chevy.
Not in the tracks.
Not in a Sonic either. Can confirm.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It was the same car. Listen, there's two differences between a Chevy Sonic and a Chevy Trax. And it's that a Chevy Trax has the shape of an SUV. The Chevy Sonic has the shape of a sedan, but both of them have the capabilities of like a Vespa.
Oh, God.
They're both like
That's awful.
They're both like high performance Vespas, just with seating for 5.
Sounds dangerous.
One is tall and one is short. Like, that's it. It's not. It's a lawnmower that's indoors. You know what I mean? It's like in Arrested Development when they built the house, but it was just 4 walls and nothing else. Like, it was just the outside, and then it fell apart outwardly.
The left lane hated us.
Yeah. We should have never been in it, though. That's the thing. I will say, that's my criticism of both of your driving, is that the rules of the highway dictate that if you cannot keep up, get over. And you boys love the left lane.
That is not true.
You both love the
I was
left lane.
cruising on it.
Well, we'll get there. We're going to get back to... We're going to keep it in order, but I will give a spoiler for later. I awake from a 7-minute nap, the only break I've had the entire day, and Justice is in a feud with a semi-vehicle speeding through Indiana, which could have been very easily resolved, and he started to argue with me right away, and I just put my jacket back over my face. I was like, let's just die. I can't deal with any more of this. Anyway.
That was fine.
So we finally get out of Belmont Cragen. Known locally as just Cragen. But we were on Belmont, so I feel the need. And Ricky's just gunning it towards the highway. Thank God. There's no traffic in the city because everybody actually listened and stayed home for once. It was also the middle of a work day, technically.
Yeah.
Also idiotic to drive out during that time.
It wasn't that bad.
Happening.
No, it wasn't that
Everybody
bad.
knew what was coming.
No, everybody knew what was coming.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, because I got nothing but shit also for saying, oh, we're driving out. Oh, you're driving out in this. Here's the thing. This is exactly what I was talking about in the first episode about the flight. Everybody telling me, oh, you'll be fine. But now, oh, I want to drive. And, oh, what are you doing? You're stupid. It's like, where was all this? You had all the encouragement the first time. You know what I mean? Everybody's like, oh, your plane will be fine. You're fine with me getting on an airplane in the middle of a fucking winter blizzard advisory. But me driving when the blizzard clears up, now I'm an asshole. Like, bullshit. Support me all the way or don't support me at all.
Yeah.
Anyway.
100%.
We get on the highway. It's not that bad. Yes, it's windy and there's some snow coming. But as far as driving here goes, I mean, I have driven in. And we'll get to it later. Like, the conditions in Nashville were technically like nothing for me.
Yeah, in
the
general.
conditions that I have driven in this godforsaken shithole of a place don't even, like, that wasn't in the top, 50 worst conditions I've driven in leaving in that storm. Now, had we been driving, what we mentioned in the last episode, when we got to the airport, that's as bad as it could be.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But, we were 2 hours out of that. And again, had that bitch just given me the fucking keys at O'Hare, we wouldn't have driven in any weather at all because the clearest part of the storm we spent getting to the next rent-a-car place.
Yeah. I feel like we didn't really run it.
But no, we left. It was really windy. Well, no, I disagree with that.
That's crazy to say.
Yeah, that's wrong. We had pretty light traffic getting through downtown and out of the city, which I thought was nice. It was a little much, but nothing out of the ordinary. We didn't hit any traffic. It bunched up, it bunches up around downtown and then a little bit by 35th. And then it just kind of opens up until you get to Indiana. The problem was that as soon as we hit Indiana, it was just raining now. Which makes no sense because it's not supposed to be able to rain. It was 11 degrees outside. How was it raining? Tell me, Justice Nye. With your clear little gay glasses, like you're an artist or something.
What was the question?
How does it rain when it's below freezing?
I don't know. It's just snow, right?
But it was raining.
I don't know. It must have been such a heavy dense water that it just had no choice but to fall from the clouds. Oh.
It had no choice. Okay. Ricky, do you have a rational answer? You have an adult answer to that question? Do you have an answer that wasn't written in crayon?
That shit was just fucked up.
That makes more sense. It was fucked up. It was basically ice storming.
Well,
I
yeah, it was
guess.
like sleeting basically the whole way there, and it's like driving in that was so much fun.
Yeah, and it was dark. The visibility did kind of close back up. And
when we were driving, I was like, okay, so I'm trying to drive through the rain, so I'm like, we can get out of this at least before it's nighttime. And if it's nighttime and at least not like raining, we can maybe make it there. But that didn't happen.
To be fair, it wasn't even that. We also thought there was going to be an ass end where it came back. So we were like racing a fake. The only part of the thing that they got wrong was that another blizzard was supposed to come back and be worse. So we were like, we need to get as far south as we can before that happens.
We stopped one time. It's like an 8-hour trip.
Yeah, that was nuts. I mean, props to you for being the trooper.
Well, just in terms of like everybody was like so locked in to just like get out of there.
We had
like
to.
We had to get somewhere else.
That was the mentality every moment. Yeah, that's correct. Because that's right. So that brings it back in. So the initial mentality was like, we need to just get far enough south that this blizzard doesn't come back. And then that blizzard never came back. We found out that night when we all talked to people at home. So that's just the most annoying thing in the world. We should have just been able to get on a plane and gone to New York is really all that was true out of all of it.
Maybe we could have.
Again, Justice, you can't just walk because you're already at the airport. You don't just walk onto any plane because it's on time.
Yeah, I want to transfer. You ask for a different ticket, right? Can you do that?
Yeah, again, that's called the standby list, of which there was like 25 people on every flight.
Yeah. That makes sense.
So, we're then, after trying to escape this phantom blizzard, it's just freezing rain the whole way down. Until like Indianapolis, which is about 5 hours south.
Wow.
Maybe 4.5. But given the conditions, it probably took about 5 hours to get there. Again, all this probably could have been avoided had we just left at the right time, and then we would have been 90 minutes ahead of all of these storms.
Yep.
But, I just hate that lady. I really hate that lady.
It set it back a lot.
She ruined
It was awful.
all the momentum of something that had just started. We just gained the steam of like, all right, it's Nashville now.
She was trying to keep us locked down here.
She was like,
Yeah.
you will not go anywhere.
Should have asked her if she wanted to come, You could go to Nashville if you want. Like, okay.
She needed something, all right. I should have hit her over the head with a hammer. is what I should have done. So anyway, then all of a sudden it hits nightfall because it gets dark at 4:30, which was, I guess, then 5:30 because we were an hour ahead, but whatever.
Driving into the night.
And then it's clear for about 30 minutes in the darkness, and then all of a sudden it's a nightmare again, and it is raining torrentially for 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours. Ricky, you were driving. Tell the people what it was like.
I mean, there were several times where we definitely should have died. When there were like the trees that had fallen into the street, like the
Trees
roadkill,
were falling.
the debris on the side, like cars just like explode and nobody like cleans up after them. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, like you'll usually see like a couple loose like semi tires here and there. This was literally trees were actively falling into the right lane of the interstate as we were driving.
Monstrous circumstances ensued.
And then literally there were bumpers
Bumpers.
in the left shoulder. So people were swerving out of the right lane to avoid branches, then forcing you to swerve into the shoulder, which was then covered with like vehicle debris.
Also, the road would just convert into the shoulder sometimes.
There was also
in the dark.
active construction lanes that weren't that clearly marked given how dark it
Awful.
was because there were no lights in the interstate.
Those are the times I thought we were
Because
gonna
of how
die.
rural it was. But then also, again, I get it because we were trying to get there.
Yeah.
But then it was also coupled with going too fast for what this shoddy Chevrolet vehicle could handle.
Oh
So
yeah.
we were then forced into traffic
I was
via the wind because the car can't handle it.
I was running that bitch. I was trying to run that bitch at 85.
And I understood what you were trying to do, and it was just a little sketchy. And look,
It was frightening.
Weren't
we
you
made
saying
it.
that like there was like literally a piece that was like wiggling?
No, I thought my door was open because of
He
like
thought
how
his
you
door
could
was
hear
open.
the,
Yeah,
how hard
yes,
you could hear
so
the traffic.
in these Chevrolet vehicles, you literally like hear a punch of wind like cut at your door, and then the vehicle will shift in that direction.
Oh my god.
Well, I
Like,
mean,
that's
usually-
awesome demon wind.
This
shit,
happened to
bro.
you on the way home,
Well,
and you
well-
claimed to understand what we were
when
talking
we were,
about.
Yeah,
when
I
we were
vaguely
driving,
remember.
I thought I just hadn't closed the door right, and then when we finally stopped, I like slammed it shut just in case, and then we drove off, and like it was still happening, and I was like, well, at least I know it's not my door, but I don't feel better about it because that just means I can't fix that.
Yeah. I tried to clarify. Listen, in all fairness, we made it.
Yeah.
And we probably
yeah,
saved about 11 minutes total,
Yeah, fuck
which is
yeah.
better than
Clean.
0 minutes. So I can't complain about nothing. But it was not great.
Love Nashville.
It was not ideal conditions to get to Nashville.
Yeah, we were gonna make a couple stops too, and we didn't make
Yeah,
as many.
so we took the right. Here's the one negative I will say overall about the trip down there is that we took the Indiana route because we thought we should stop in Louisville and hang out. But then we didn't, given the time that it was and how late it was, and then the fact that there was weather issues the entire time, we're like, all right, we can't stop in Louisville. We're just going to have to go, which then took us out of Illinois, which then made us unable to buy weed the whole time. And this is a pro-marijuana episode and podcast in general. And that was tough. We had to get some gas station vape cartridge. And we made it work. Ladies and gentlemen, don't get us wrong.
yeah, right.
But we could have picked up like a quad of weed at any point in Illinois.
If we pulled up with an ounce of weed, we would have been like gods there.
We honestly probably could have made a bunch of money in that place because those people are.
We could have paid for the trip 3 times over.
Those people just still love cigarettes. I didn't see a vape the whole time we were there, frankly.
They just discovered tobacco.
Yeah, things are things are different down there. Menthols are new, whereas here they're illegal.
That's wild.
So yeah, that was the one. I mean, the negative of the whole ride was just that it was bad weather the whole time, which probably would have happened either route. But missing out on the weed was a bit of a negative. We booked the hotel on the way down because that was how on the fly the whole thing was. Happened to be a great luck of the draw, I will say.
Yeah.
Basically, we ended up with the hotel and the rent-a-car costing less money than just our hotel was supposed to be in New York. So a slight win there. And on top of all of it,
Fuck yeah.
the hotel was a fat apartment-style, residence-inn-style hotel. We had a full kitchen with a stove,
We had
fridge,
in-unit laundry.
freezer, in-unit laundry, washer and dryer, full
yeah.
size too,
Yeah.
which we should have just utilized. I regret not doing that. I should have just did my laundry on Sunday night. But either way,
Nah.
there was a full island in the kitchen to chill on. There was a full living room with a coffee table, the couch converted into another bed.
We
There
found
was
out
a
at
balcony. No, I told you guys the whole time. You guys are just lazy. Well, also, y'all are so afraid of being gay that you can't just share a bed with your homies, which I told y'all from the beginning. We got 2 full king-size beds or queens, whatever. Share it or don't, I'm sleeping in the bed.
Justice tried.
He claims it, but he was just afraid.
I did.
He was afraid of this slick ass. It's not that slick. It's hairy.
It's gross. I
Anyway.
did try it. It, was just-
Hey.
it didn't work.
Hey.
It didn't work.
I wasn't sleeping on the floor, so I don't give a shit. Y'all chose to do that. That's your business.
Yeah, I got the couch one night. I was stoked.
But the first night, you didn't even convert it into a bed.
I didn't know.
You just slept on it with your shoes on and your jacket and your pants.
I mean, in his defense, we were going to bed at like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so was I. I still changed. I didn't sleep with my shoes on. I definitely took them off.
That is always psychotic.
Yeah. Anyway, so we made it into Nashville. It was like 8:30, 9 p.m., whatever. There was 1 parking spot available in all the free parking areas in the immediate thing. It was tough for everybody, but a group effort allowed us in. And we got out. We all took Burger King breakfast shits. Everybody had the runniest dumps in the world. I guess we didn't all confirm that, but I had a medical situation technically maybe not the entire weekend, but we got there on Friday night through Saturday night, probably through Sunday morning.
Till now.
No, I was
For
good.
me.
It was until Sunday morning that I was experiencing croissant runny dumps. Burger King
Whoa.
completely ruined that whole. I had no health all weekend. And that
Out the
was when the
window.
nightmare was finally over, though. We were in our nice, cushy hotel room. The car was tucked away for the weekend. We weren't getting back in that bitch. We
Basically.
decided nothing else was worth a long drive, even a short drive. We Ubered anything we needed to outside of the city, which they had 2012 Uber prices out
It
there.
was great Uber prices. I loved it.
but
$6. to
I'm
get to
only
that
good
one
about
spot.
talking about the negative stuff, so you guys need to take it away now. So now the positive stuff happened. We're there. We hit the hotel, and then let's go. Now what?
Okay, so bagels, right?
No,
so
no,
first
shut the fuck
breakfast,
up,
dude.
Shut the fuck up. No bagels.
Justice
no.
can't tell
First
anything in
off,
order.
first off, we sent Justice out to go get a bottle of liquor the first night in Tennessee, Nashville. We're in the fucking South.
Correct.
He comes back with a bottle of Japanese gin, and I had a problem with that because we couldn't find a whole bottle of whiskey the entire trip we were there until we got to fucking Kentucky.
Well, that was just on him.
Yes, this is on him. This is why he has to speak from that.
Yeah, he doesn't even remember that happening.
I bought it because I wanted it.
So in Chicago, the one thing that we have in the state of Illinois and definitely the county of Cook, you can get alcohol in every business. Any business that sells anything can basically also sell booze. Grocery stores sell booze. Convenience stores sell booze. Liquor and beer everywhere, all the time. Gas stations, it doesn't matter. If it's a place that can sell any type of packaged anything that is food, anything, it sells liquor and booze. If you go anywhere else, seemingly you have to buy beer in its own place, liquor in its own place. If places allow both, it's just beer, and liquor's always a separate thing. So we got to Nashville, and we went to the gas station, and there wasn't nothing. We didn't buy anything, whatever. We ended up going to a Walgreens, and we bought some beer and, like, travel supplies and all those things. And then we sent Justice on the trip to a liquor store to just get whatever. And, yes, he came back with girly Japanese gin while we're in Nashville, Tennessee. So, anyway, go ahead.
What? That was you can't just like bow out after that.
He explained the situation.
I was on the bed. I'm already to the next morning. We sleep. I was asleep.
But
on
that's
the
not what
couch
telling the complete story
with my
is.
shoes on.
That's where you fail to understand. Justice, you're talking about where the night started. There's still like 5 more hours in the night that night.
I don't remember
This
where
is the
else
first
we
day when
went.
we first hit Broadway. Where
Yeah,
we, like,
we're talking
didn't even
about
realize what Broadway
experiencing
was.
Nashville for the first time, and
A
you're
lot
just
of
completely
neon lights and country music.
and that's it.
I think we went to Kid Rock's bar the first night, right?
Help him out, Ricky.
Do you remember the honky tonk? The first stop, walking into like the first live music venue in
Yeah.
Nashville.
Yeah, that was the one that I thought was Kid Rock's.
Okay, so what happened in reality was our hotel was right off of Broadway. For those who don't know, Broadway, the main little strip of Nashville. That is where there are 4-story bars with multiple rooftops, and at every level there's a live band,
4-story honky tonks.
and everybody is white, and everybody knows all the words to all the songs, and they're all the same. About 15 songs at every bar in different order, and everybody loves it every time at every place, no matter what. And we did the same thing every night that everybody does, which was hear the same songs at different places for different amounts of money. And it was great, and that was great.
What was the name of
So
that
the first night we rolled
that
in
first one?
the honky tonk, and there were twin brothers playing 30-second hip hop country covers,
15, dog.
15-second at times. And
That was some TikTok shit. It was
we
great.
just bought each other rounds
We
and
were performing
listened.
reels.
Yeah, and just listened to reels of country hip hop covers
They were like,
amongst 32-year-old mullet wearing middle-aged
Country
twin
boys.
brother country band leaders.
$9 beers, $9 Nashville.
the drums were really great.
Every
honestly,
bar
at that
in
first place.
Nashville had $9 beers of any type and $13 cocktails of any type. And
Yep.
I respect that consistency, and it's a reasonable structure based on what we pay.
They agreed across the board on Broadway that
The beers
that's
are
how
too much, but the cocktails are reasonable, and just depends on what you need, brother.
Yep.
And we went to Kid Rock's and Jason Aldean's and Barstool Sports, and who else had one? We didn't go to
Oh, I don't know what the
Went to
other
Luke
ones were.
Bryan's.
We went to
Coyote
Luke
Ugly,
Bryan's.
The Stage.
Coyote Ugly was horrible.
We went to Coyote Ugly. They got a sick merch section.
The Coyote Ugly is worse than better than the Memphis Coyote Ugly, but still way worse than you would ever picture it to be,
It's a
which
great
is
time.
crazy because the movie is terrible. So everything about Coyote Ugly, no matter where you are at any moment,
Is not good to you.
don't do it. It's not a good idea. We went to the slave corner where all the slaves used to get sold, and they're like, here's where we used to abuse black people. Shout out to Nashville. And it's basically a homeless den and bus depot now. And to be
Whoa.
honest, there was nothing but black people around in that area still. So shout out to Nashville. There's a Taco Bell with a guitar as the logo, though. So that's pretty chill. They serve booze. So did it all work out?
It's a cantina.
Up to you guys.
The chicken was hot, though.
The chicken was hot and the beer was cold.
Yeah.
We waited in line for Hattie B's like everybody else does, and it was probably worth it, I'll say.
It was delicious. I highly recommend it.
Didn't wait in line for one type of food in all of Memphis, and all of the food was better there, though.
I would agree with that.
Hattie B's was like a
great.
great chicken sandwich. But Gus's fried chicken was also excellent, and I didn't have to wait in line. And their mac and cheese was not up to standard.
Right on.
It was barbecue
It's a
style,
good
like
take.
tray mac and cheese.
Yeah.
And that ain't
lunchroom
what that
style.
was. That's not a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah.
And we didn't try barbecue while we were there because there are very few barbecue places. There's very few anything there.
Except for
Bars.
Bars.
Everything's a bar. There was a Whole Foods downtown. I didn't see one other grocery store, and we walked 3 miles in every direction in that city.
There's a Walgreens, one Whole Foods.
The Walgreens was 2 miles from the hotel,
All they had was liquor
which was a mile from downtown.
or beer.
Correct. And that was it. There was no other grocery stores at all. There were no convenience stores other than a gas station that was kind of close by. And the gas station was like a hub of the community.
It's
It
where
was like
everybody hung
fresh
out.
donuts, fresh everything. Like we make everything, and there's nothing else around but bars and a few restaurants
Yeah.
and 3 gift shops.
Which were sick.
They
get me
were
wrong.
pretty solid, and they had good merch.
Loved it.
But
Love the Nashville
alarming,
hustle.
frankly, at how little effort there was into anything other than bars and
Yeah.
hotels. Plenty of
Yeah.
hotels.
Plenty
and
of
plenty of
places to
bars.
stay. Everybody likes going to the bars.
My counter
'Cause
for
we were
Memphis
down.
was that every other storefront was a place trying to do brunch. Memphis was the brunchiest city I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Yeah, that was nice.
And there was nobody
In
there.
comparison.
There was nobody there.
Yeah.
Didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
There's restaurants fucking everywhere, though. It was fantastic. Nashville, all you could do was get another beer.
I wonder how early they opened because we were never awake for it.
They were all open and serving at 10 a.m., I think.
That's crazy, dude.
Live music, everything. It was insane.
Live bands would literally be going by noon.
That's wild.
I mean, we went to Johnny Cash's that one time. It was 12:30.
That was
It
the
was
earliest that
probably
we saw
playing
it.
for like an hour and a half.
Yeah, there was
Crazy.
a full band going, and everybody was already drinking an hour before that.
I loved that. That was a great time, honestly, at Johnny Cash's.
That was
Johnny
probably
Cash
the
was
worst
nice.
time, but that's why that was a good time.
Yeah, it was the only chill time.
We had that was validated worst time.
Everything is so amped up. Well, Dino's is the plug. Dino's was the whole movement. So Dino's, a dive bar on the outside of town. It felt like Chicago. The food was amazing. Well, I can't say anything else. And they did things like In and Out. They had animal style as an option. I mean, what more can I ask for? An animal
Love it.
style burger and some fries.
Delicious.
And it was fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the snow started.
Yeah.
And listen, here's the thing. Here's the
I
reason.
forgot about that.
Well, but here's the reason why this story got a lot less into detail, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we did after the first night there. We went out every night. We went to these honky tonks. There was music on different floors, and we got drinks on different floors. And we went into all of them, and we left all of them. And we went back and forth, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then every morning we went to here's the thing. Chicago, where are the good bagels? I have to travel 45 minutes to get a good bagel if I want a good bagel, and I'm not willing to do that even weekly, frankly, let alone monthly, maybe. Nashville, we're there for 10 minutes, and the next morning there's a bagel place half a block from our hotel, and it's better than any bagel I've ever had in this entire city. And we went there every morning. Long story short, we went there every morning. We did the honky tonks at the night,
So fucking good.
and it was great.
Delicious. Everything you want.
And that's Nashville. You go downtown, you get drunk, and it's fun, and there's a lot of fucking people no matter the weather. And then it snowed more than it has ever snowed in the history of Nashville.
And
apparently.
everybody was celebrating.
Well, everybody was celebrating, but everybody was giving us all these warnings before we left. They're like, oh, y'all don't know snow like snow in Nashville. Let me tell you, when it snows in Nashville, oh, lordy, you ain't never seen nothing like it.
They said
It's
that
like
to you?
God came down and struck the roads with hail.
Oh my God.
Your car can't drive on the roads when it snows in Nashville. Lordy, no. You'll never make it out of here alive, I tell you.
Holy
Oh, Lordy, you'll never make it out of here alive. Snow in Nashville. It's the end of the world, let me tell you.
Holy shit.
And then I
They
start
said that to you?
I start the fucking car up and I'm like, oh, it's like Wednesday in Chicago. Big surprise. Everybody's a giant fucking pussy. And let me tell you, you know what the snow policy is in Nashville? This is what the whole problem is. They go, oh, it snowed? Oh, well, we'll see you guys when it melts. And their whole policy is we don't do anything about it because we just choose to not do anything about it. And God bless.
They have like 3 salt trucks. That's it.
No. This is what's more annoying about anything. There's all these reports that we're reading about how they went out and quote unquote brined the roads, which isn't a thing here. And they're like, oh, they brined them. Don't worry about it. It's going to be fine. And the roads were dog shit, and nobody did a thing about it. And I'm watching people drive around in 4x4s and like slide on the roads. And I'm like, that is concerning. And it sounds like what everybody says is true, that there's just something about the roads here that you just can't drive on them. Not the case. Everybody's just that bad at driving in it because they just don't know how to do it. And I started up a shitty ass Chevy Trax and I drove through the snow like it was a fucking Jeep.
Cruising.
And we had to go 45 on the interstate, but I was passing up semis.
It was pretty wild.
With all the experience and traction in the world. I wouldn't call it wild. It was just normal. That's just what driving in snow is like. And had they just plowed the interstates, it would have been even better because it had only snowed like 3 fucking inches, which isn't that crazy. But we had to speed out of the city because if we didn't do that, it was only going to snow more and they were just going to continue to do nothing. And by the time we got home, it was like a record snowfall for Nashville. And yet again, we had to like rush away from another storm. And about an hour in dog shit, snow-filled weather, we got into Kentucky and all of a sudden, the roads were just plowed. Gee, it's almost like if you do something about it, it solves problems. And people can just use the roads that God bless this country with. And we hit one patch of ice on a bridge on the way, and I almost shit my pants. And other than that, we made it all the way to Louisville, no concerns, and we went to Churchill Downs. And what a beautiful venue.
I was gonna say Churchill Downs was such like a well-designed building. It was like so contemporary, especially like considering how old it is. It was just like seeing it. Like I could imagine what it's like to actually have like horse races there.
Dude, I'm
The
trying to
energy
see the
must be
fucking
insane.
horses
Had
there.
to seat 100,000 people too. The way it looked.
Insane. It was so crazy.
What a wonderful time that
I would
sounds like.
love to go to a horse race there, let alone the Kentucky Derby itself.
We got to get some
but-
suits.
Well, I just don't think we could get into something like that. But if we just pop... Listen, it's only 5 hours down there. Realistically, that's an easy weekender at any moment in time. When
We
it's
should do
nice
that.
out.
Go
Go see some
revisit
fucking horses?
Bourbon
Well,
Street.
And then
Let's go.
And then we can take a pass over to Cincinnati. At
Oh,
that
and
time,
get some
too.
Skyline chili.
Finally.
Yeah.
Shit our brains out from natural food instead of Burger King.
Honestly, overall, this trip, most I've ever shitted in my life.
Dude, I shat every 6 hours for the first 3 days.
The hotel got the
Opposite
nickname
of
Shit
Memphis.
Shack for a period of time.
Literally the opposite of Memphis, where I didn't shit for 6 days after I got back. I was so backed up from all the barbecue.
Oh, word.
This was nothing but runny dumps from croissantwich.
Oh.
It was all croissantwich.
Set it all off.
Two bathroom suite next time.
Yeah, we have
we
to have
would
one.
need it. That was the worst part, was just trading off dumps.
Well, when we found that, what was it? That little like conference room the hotel had, plus their extra bathroom.
Yes, there was a
wardrobe.
lobby
Excellent.
bathroom which came in clutch. There was a conference room bathroom that came in clutch.
Very nice.
Because it was 4 dudes trying to shit on one toilet for a full weekend.
And let me tell you about that conference room, okay? Very decked out for a Monday morning session, you know.
You could
just in
sync up
case.
all the TVs and all the audio, and Justice was determined to do it, no matter how much it
That room was made
Distracted
for a
everyone from trying to watch
multi-sensory
football.
experience.
We
You
were
could put
just
on
trying to watch
Seinfeld
football.
while the game was going on, while Grey's Anatomy's going on another one. But just the sound of football, just in case that's all you wanted to pay attention to, which is what we wanted to pay attention to.
When Justice is drunk, he just goes, "Everybody, please look at me, no matter what." Even though we were all like, we're just pre-gaming and watching football. And he goes, no, but I'm going to put on Seinfeld over here. And I'm going to put on something else over here. And it's going to be loud. Look at me.
It was great.
For Justice. Justice had a great time.
Well, it was nice getting to see Nashville during the snow too.
Yeah.
It was a unique sight that even some of the locals hadn't seen before. So that's something, I guess. And the bagels were great. And listen,
You
the
still
only
got any
time
more
I've
of
ever
those?
been in the South and not made a point to go to Waffle House, partially because I had just been there, but also because those bagels were fucking gas.
Yeah.
Forgot what they were called. It was like H&S bagels or something.
Yeah. Are there any of those left?
Shut
There
the
actually
fuck
is
up.
one in the. There actually is one.
That's
We should all split
crazy.
it right after this. Wow, that's incredible. Full circle, ladies and gentlemen.
Delicious.
Yeah, but getting out of there was a mission.
It was a mission. It was about 90 minutes of tough sledding, and then a scare here or there. Then we hit Elizabethtown, Kentucky. There was a robot cleaning the floors, and the coffee was freshly ground and brewed by an automated machine. And there's more technology in rural southern gas stations than there is in any major city in America. So what does that say? I don't know. But I had a hot cup of joe, and I got us to Louisville, and we walked up and down Main Street, got a Louisville Slugger, got some custom whiskey made with bat wood.
Tried muscles for the first time.
That's wild.
We all tried everybody but Justice tried mussels for the first time. And they were great. That restaurant was actually really good.
I love my
Mussels
burger.
and burgers.
It was
shout
literally
out.
called like Mussels and
good.
Burgers downtown Louisville. Fantastic. A
Muscle
great
and Burger
atmosphere,
Bar.
great
That's what
food,
it's called.
great turnaround.
Muscle and Burger Bar.
Everything about it. I loved it.
I would eat it again
Went
right
to
now,
the
dude.
Evan Williams experience.
That was
That's a
sick.
museum.
Got a bunch of Evan Williams. Didn't have the experience, but I had an experience nonetheless. Great
Yeah.
gift shop.
Great gift
I'm
shop.
having the experience right now.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. We drank a bunch of Evan Williams before either episode of the two. And
Got a
then
little bit of that heartbreak proof. We got it all.
we got it all. And then we sped through Indianapolis. Stop, Dexter. The cat's touching me on the back because he wants attention. It's my time. It's my show.
That's hilarious.
And yeah, then we sped home. And then the car got towed. And I
What
had to,
the fuck?
And then I had to go get the car, and it was negative 21 degrees wind chill, and that was a nightmare.
How far away was it?
It was in the shitty part of Humboldt Park.
No.
So a bunch of homeless guys bothered me on the way, and then I eventually made it. Took a long time, and I drove it back.
That's awful.
And it was a nightmare. All of the logistics were terrible. The whole ride back was terrible, like we said. Justice got into a fight with a semi because he just wouldn't stay in the right lane.
No, it wasn't like that.
All
at
you needed to do was slow
It was
down
like
and
that.
stay in the right lane because you couldn't handle the speed you were going at.
He was walking
Because the
toward
way
me,
Justice
though.
drives on the interstate is he hits cruise control, and then Justice weaves in and out of traffic to maintain his cruise control instead of just driving a car. Because he just wants to be in cruise control that bad because he's adamant that that's what being on the interstate is that you have to be in cruise control no matter what.
In my
And-
defense, I didn't use cruise control that entire time.
You were trying to.
No, I didn't at all.
I watched you do it.
No, I didn't at all.
Well, then what's your
No.
excuse for trying to race a semi and not just letting him pass you?
He was in the wrong.
Why didn't you just let him pass you?
I did
Then why did you then pass him again?
because he got arrested.
No. I awoke and you had said that this was like multiple times where this truck was going and changing lanes and passing people.
Yeah,
and
he got
being a
pulled
dick.
over in the
Later.
farther up.
You're jumping ahead.
I know.
What I'm explaining to you
is
is that
there was a previous
you
predicament.
passed him multiple times.
Just
and then
twice.
Okay, you passed him twice, which means he then passed you twice.
Yeah.
So why did you let it happen more than once? If you already knew you couldn't handle it, and then it had to happen a second time.
Because the first time I was in the left lane, and for the second time I was in the right lane.
The first time you were in the left lane, and he was going faster than you.
No, and I was passing him, and he wasn't going faster than me.
Okay.
And then
you passed him, and then he passed you.
Farther up, like maybe 10 minutes later.
He passed you up.
Yes.
And then you got really mad and decided you needed to pass him back up. Is that correct?
I got back in the left lane, yeah.
But because you were mad about it.
Yeah.
So it was your
Because
fault.
he honked his horn at me, and then he went around me.
Because you were not going fast enough.
I was going what I wanted to in the right lane. I wasn't in the left lane.
But he passed you.
Yes.
Which he's allowed to do.
Yes.
And was doing it in the right lane that he needed to be.
Yes,
the correct
but
lane.
he honked his horn while he was doing it. That's why I was mad.
So then you felt the need to speed up and pass him.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
Nothing. I didn't. No. Wait.
No. Then
I didn't pass him at that time. I didn't pass him at that time.
Oh, you're right. You
I let him
couldn't
go.
get fast. No.
Yeah.
You were incapable of going fast enough.
The car doesn't go very fast. Right?
Correct. Which I
Right.
tried to explain to you the whole time.
I knew
and
that.
You should not have tried to be aggressive.
I wasn't.
Yes, you were, because you got mad. Because you
Yeah,
got
I did.
honked
Because
at by a truck.
It's a
Whatever.
very docile vehicle.
No. See, you're still trying to argue with me, even though it happened factually.
Either way, when he honked his horn and went into the left lane and went to pass me, I didn't try to catch up to him at that point.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Well, you got really
I
mad.
sped up a little bit, but I didn't.
Correct.
I couldn't.
What actually happened was you got really mad, and then I awoke, and I said, just go the speed you need to go and pull over.
Yeah.
And then you
pull
did.
over.
And then you did. Not pull over, but get over.
Oh, I got over. Yeah.
Then. But
Anyway.
what you were trying to do was to then pass the semi again and stay in the risky-ass zone with the sketchy semi who's honking at people.
Sure enough, he kept going.
Yeah.
That didn't happen, what you said.
That did happen. You did try to do that, yeah.
For only a little period of time.
I didn't say that it was a long time. I said that it happened, which is
and
correct.
afterwards, he got ahead. That was it.
Yeah, and then you claim he was pulled over later.
He was, I swear to God. I swear.
It could have just been some semi.
No. It was him. It
And
was
then,
like a yellow Peterbilt.
yeah, you said it was white the first time, so that's how I know that it wasn't him. And
Fuck!
It was just some semi.
It was
Anyway,
white. It was off-white.
The weather was fine the rest of the way back, and we eventually made it back. And then the car got towed, and I had to trek in the middle of miserable weather, the worst weather yet, to get it back.
I got
which
us
also
home.
wasn't easy.
I was the final stretch.
And then
I was a real star.
And then that was it. There was actually a tow truck that also tried to pass everybody and was driving on the wrong side of traffic after we dropped you off. That was kind of crazy.
That is crazy.
But then nothing seemed to come of that, so whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was supposed to be New York, but it was Nashville, and it's just country music, a lot of floors, a lot of beer, a lot of booze, a lot of floors,
Sticky floors,
a
yeah.
lot of people, a lot
Yeah.
of stickiness.
Yep.
White women don't feel cold.
Jason Aldean's
White
highlight,
women
honestly.
will wear skirts no matter the weather, and it was warmer there than it was here by a lot, but
Not enough.
I wasn't about to put shorts on.
Right.
That's the devil.
And I didn't see nobody doing coke. I didn't see nobody smoking weed.
A lot of drinking.
I saw Marlboro Reds and I saw Marlboro Lights. And I didn't see nothing else being smoked for an entire weekend other than what we had.
Very concerning.
It was great.
Well,
I had a great time.
yeah, look. It was pretty fun. Memphis has all the culture. Nashville has all the people.
I didn't get any
If the people would
souvenirs.
just go from Nashville to Memphis, it would be a lot better.
Yeah. Memphis is a good time. They got good music.
Well, I would say Nashville had the better music, but that's because there was crowds to see the music.
Yes, that's true.
But yes, historically, I would say Memphis has the better music.
I mean, overall, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, the whites love Nashville, and they should, I guess. Like Justice.
You think so? Do you really suppose?
It was just a little dig. I loved Nashville. There's just no culture. It's just we like Morgan Wallen. And hey.
Any Morgan Wallen fans in here?
And everybody said yes but me.
We let the liquor talk.
There he is, finally. And yeah, he's a guy and that's a thing, but that's the whole mentality there, and that's, hey, that's your thing, stick to it, I guess.
So they also got like Shut Up and Dance, by like, what's that band called? To the Moon or whatever. They got like, what's another song? They do
You gotta cut this guy off.
They do Lose Yourself. We heard Lose Yourself to some degree.
Well, yeah, that was during
times.
During the Twin Brothers White Rapper medley.
Yeah.
Which
the
was
TikTok reels. You're right.
Yeah. They literally went from like Eminem to like Macklemore to like, who else? There was one more. I don't even know. Nobody in
Bruno Mars.
Nobody in that entire
Uptown
city
Funk.
has ever heard a song by Playboi Carti. It seems like. And that's concerning to me.
That's crazy.
That's why the next trip should really be Atlanta.
Okay.
Magic City, here we come.
Cheapest flight there is.
Dope.
All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This was part 2 in Nashville.
What? It's over already, man.
Listen,
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, honestly, we probably could have done 3 parts if we really went into detail, but we would just be telling you about a different bar and a different floor and a different bar with a different band that was playing the same songs.
Yeah,
so
there it is.
There's just not a lot to add there. Hattie B's does live up to the hype. That's what I'll close out on.
Get it hot.
Get it hot. And don't get the mac and cheese, but get the banana pudding.
And get the slaw.
Get the slaw.
All
right.
See you later, loser.
Rate, review, subscribe to Requiem for a Tuesday. Share the episode. Do all the shit. Whatever. You get the gist. And remember, I are fat. You are fat. We are fat. Calculator.